What's up, yo? Here we go. Welcome back, Inside Xbox.
Welcome everyone to our very first episode of Inside Xbox in 2019, where we celebrate the biggest news for Xbox and share a few surprises along the way. Now, the last time we came together was down in Mexico City, and let me tell you, I miss that energy.
That was incredible.
That was an amazing show. We had thousands of fans there. There was a guy ripping his shirt off. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, the fans were amazing. The singing, the chanting, it was awesome. I had such a good time.
Can we get that crowd here? Because that would be great.
Yeah.
Well, we can't do that. But we got a big show for you today, so bring the noise in chat on Mixer and keep the conversation going with hashtag Inside Xbox. Now, it's a big day for Crackdown 3, including a ton of new campaign footage and some sit-down time with the one and only Terry Crews. But we've also got Sea of Thieves news, a Metro Exodus reveal on tap.
Plus, Kiki Wolfkill from 343 is dropping by to unveil something very special for Halo fans. Now, it's not a game, but it is super cool. And Ed Boon himself will be getting over here to talk Mortal Kombat 11. What, to do that forever?
Great accent right there. All right. Now we'll get the new details on the Division 2's campaign, including Endgame. Plus, you may have noticed a fresh face on Inside Xbox today. Welcome, Kate Yeager from the Mixer team.
Oh, thank you, gents. It's great to be here. Now on today's show, Jump Force and Astroneer will make appearances, plus a special behind-the-scenes look at a brand new studio, Typhoon, creators of the just announced Journey to the Savage Planet.
All right, if you're watching us live today on Mixer, make sure you're logged into your Microsoft account and checking your Xbox Live messages, because you'll get a free in-game item from Sea of Thieves and a very good chance, I mean a very good chance,
to make sure
for
I'm
getting
logged
into the
into
private
Mixer.
beta for the Division 2 perks. We got them.
How good is very good, Larry? Because I want to get into that beta. All right, next up, Kate, we're going to put you right to work as you and I get our agency briefings from Crackdown 3's Joseph Staten. But first, let's step up our boom one more time with this world premiere, sorry, Jeff Keighley, launch trailer.
Oh, shit.
2 teams of 5 agents battle for supremacy.
Agent, Terra Nova Corporation rules this city with an iron fist. And Neiman is planning to black out the world. But I have a plan. You. First, carefully recon their Chimera operation. Then, slowly, we offline their industrial power. Above all else, we stay off the boss's radar. All right, maybe we do it your way.
Nobody built like me, mention my flow, and that's still like speed. Finesse, I got that with one round with you impress, I'm not that.
Looks impressive. But apparently this looks like a 360 game, apparently.
Not bad, Agent. Ready for another round?
Play February 15th with Xbox Game Pass.
All right, we'll get back to Crackdown actually in a second. I was looking at Twitter because I have a problem. Yeah, and I saw Cabal is trending worldwide, just revealed by NetherRealm to be coming to Mortal. Look at that fatality. It looks brutal.
Oh, yummy.
Just want to say, that is not the character that we're going to be confirming later. So stay tuned. We'll be confirming another Mortal Kombat 11 character, but you know, back to the business at hand. We're here with Joseph Staten. Thank you for my digression.
Sure.
Yeah, if I'm Joseph Staten, I'm like, why the fuck you talking
That's
about
right.
Mortal Kombat when I gotta
am
tell you
working
about
on the game
Crackdown?
to watch other really
Goofy
talented
ass.
folks.
That's awesome, and we just saw a lot out of that trailer. So
Yes.
what should folks expect when they fire up Crackdown 3 on February 15th?
Well, as you can tell from that trailer,
Not sure if I'm
Crackdown is a
gonna get it
very cerebral, brooding, calm calm sort of game. No, Crackdown
get in contact
has
with
always
this
been,
man.
and Crackdown 3 really is this explosive playground of fun. It's colorful, comic book inspired, doesn't take itself too seriously. It's got a little pinch of Terry Crews thrown in for extra boom. It's just great, this open world action platformer. You'll get to play it by yourself or co-op with a friend in the campaign.
That's how I'm doing it.
Exactly. Now, Joseph, as I told my good friend Terry Crews the other day, I'm new to the Crackdown franchise. What? It's fine. So tell me, what's going on with the characters? What's going on with the story? Give me those details.
So if you're new to Crackdown, don't worry. This is Crackdown 3, but it's not a direct sequel. So the story's brand new. It's got a brand new world, whole new cast of bad guys, but it still has that same classic Crackdown feel. So the story, in short, I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but you saw from the trailer, there's this evil mega corporation, Terra Nova. They're linked to these blackout attacks around the world, and the agency has sent you, one of their superheroic agents, to this place called New Providence. And what you'll be doing there is liberating the city and taking Terra Nova down.
And Crackdown is all about that process of getting there. And something that the original Crackdown has done is really, it's all about verticality. You really went higher in an open world game than you ever had in any game before that. How's Crackdown 3 looking at hitting heights?
Yep, absolutely. That in an action platforming way, getting up high, getting vertical, leaping around is really the core of the gameplay. Crackdown 3's world, New Providence, is twice as big, twice as tall.
I hate the term fodder.
Crackdown's always had this insane player leveling curve, so you might start off the game just being able to jump up one story of a building. By the end,
I mean,
yeah, no, it's kind of insane, right?
From the start. That ability.
But by the end, you'll be able to leap up skyscrapers, throw tanks at your enemies. It's just this romp. And
somebody said there was no shadows in this game.
Speaking of that sandbox, talk to me about the art style, Crackdown 3.
Yeah, for sure. Crackdown 1 took inspiration from comic books. It had a cel-shaded, outlined style to it, and we still have some of that in Crackdown 3, but we've updated the graphics, the art style for modern PCs, Xbox One X. We have support for 4K, HDR, physics-based rendering, just a whole bunch of modern features, but it has that classic comic book look. I mean, many modern games really lean into a naturalistic style. They render the world as we see it very beautifully. Crackdown isn't like that at all. It's got bright pinks and slimy greens, and it's flashy and just over the top, has a lot of fun. And that carries over to our boss characters. Game Pass is not on PC just yet. They're larger than life.
However, if the game's a Play Anywhere title and that game's in Game Pass,
that's the visuals. But there's one thing that I remember more than anything from Crackdown, and it's give it to me.
If you have Game Pass, you'll have
that orb sound.
Crackdown.
Thank you for the second.
I need to start jumping right now.
Exactly, and it's like a Pavlovian response. Like you have to get those orbs. In fact, collecting those agility orbs was like a game within a game. Please tell me that's back in Crackdown 3.
Yes! As a matter of fact, there are even more orbs this time around to go and collect. But Crackdown has always been about freedom, right? As soon as you enter the gates of New Providence, as soon as you enter this open world, you can go wherever you want. If you see an orb, you can go and collect it. If you want to go straight for the final boss tower right out of the gate, you can totally do that. Climb her skyscraper and just try to take her down. It won't be very easy, but Crackdown has always been that way. All the systems, the story, they just lurk in the background and see the choices that you make, and then they react to it. So there's no tight linear story you have to follow. The game just adapts to whatever you love doing, and the game unfolds that way. Very cool. But yes, very vertical, filled with orbs.
What makes it is the game doesn't have like content in it?
Let's talk about the multiplayer mode, Wrecking Zone.
How do you define that was
if the game
should be $30
big announcement at XO18. Can you talk to me more about that, what that's going to look like on launch day, and talk to me about the cloud-based destruction I've been hearing so much about.
Yes, so that is key to this new multiplayer mode. Wrecking Zone is Crackdown's PvP mode, and we are doing destruction, cloud-based destruction. That means we're offloading all that Havoc physics compute to Microsoft Azure. It's doing all those calculations, then putting it back down to your client. And what that means for gamers is my destruction experience is the same as yours. If I'm playing on a first-generation Xbox One from 4 or 5 years ago, and you've got a brand new Xbox One X, and you're on PC, Jeff, we're seeing that same lockstep destruction. And what's cool about that is it means we all have very interesting tactical choices. It's not just spectacle, it's gameplay. So if I want to punch all the way through a building to try to get at you quickly, or if I want to drop a bridge on top of you, we're all just for fun.
Sure, or a car.
Yeah, we're all able to do that. Every physics chunk is the same for all of us. And so this destruction feels very real, very tactical. It's
But what
a
they
whole new
really
way to
need to
play
do is make sure that
games. It's
the
really exciting, I think.
destruction, you're
All right,
able
one more
to
time,
receive
remind us
damage for
how
that, 'cause
and
what's
when
the point of dropping
do we
a
get
bridge
Crackdown
on
3?
someone?
Good point.
if
So,
you
I should
can't
also
hurt
say
them
for Wrecking
by
Zone for
doing that?
launch, on day
So
one, just
they
so
might
people
wanna
know
have
what they're
to
going to
update
get,
that.
we're going to launch with 3 maps and 2 modes, and it's going to be 5v5 PvP, team-based PvP. And that will launch on February 15th, along with the campaign. So what, 10 days? Oh my God! It's so close. But that's going to be cool. So you can, of course, get it on Game Pass or pre-order it if you want to, but we are real close. I'm super excited.
Very cool. Now, you two have something in common.
The orbs inside of us?
Well, we weren't going to talk about that. But you two have both met, and I'm very jealous, Terry Crews. So how has that been? How has it been working with Terry?
Yeah.
Kate, you go first.
Well, we're obviously besties now because he's my new spirit animal, but I digress. Like, no, he is one of genuinely the coolest guys I think I've ever met and interviewed, and I'd be curious what your thoughts were mocapping that guy and coming alongside with the voiceover and everything.
Well, Terry is basically a Crackdown agent in
So
real
this
life.
is why you don't
He's
get
superhumanly strong.
fanboys don't
He's
get
got
good games like
endless
Sony. You defend
positive
this trash.
energy,
Start gaming.
and of course, he's just a
You're
really warm,
idiot.
friendly human being. Super great to
You
work
sound
with.
like you take a thumb
He's
in the butt.
actually one of 21 agents that you can play.
And how do
in
you
the
know
game.
that
So we have
every
a selection
game that
of
comes
male
from
and
Sony
female
that
agents
like
from all over
I
the world,
play
but if you
all
want to play
freaking
Terry, he's
games.
not just a cinematic character. He's an agent.
There's no
playing the
like
game.
I don't
Super
understand
fun.
like everything that Sony dropped
I think
is
he referred
considered
to it
good,
as
or that should be
Crackdown
like
3
the
is a Terry
standard.
simulator.
It kind
Like,
of
have
is.
you played
Which is fair.
Crackdown before?
If the guy
Like, do you know what
spends days,
Crackdown
like,
is?
climbing
Like, does
skyscrapers
Crackdown
and
literally
throwing
have to
tanks
be
and bombs?
God of War? It can't be Crackdown. Like, I don't
But of course,
understand that.
before we talk
Oh,
to
it's
Manny,
like
let's
where
get
were
to
you
know
talking this
Commander
shit when
Jackson
Crackdown
up
2
close
and
and personal
Crackdown 1
with
came out?
this
What were your
world
thoughts? Oh,
premiere
or does it? What
of
were
the
you
Crackdown
comparing
3
it to?
opening cinematic.
Oh my God, you guys are horrible.
Agent.
Time out.
Blackout attack. What do you remember?
New York, Moscow, Seoul. A whole new group of cities just got hit. It's chaos. And the intel we've got is shaky at best. These are dark days, Commander.
Don't worry, sir. We're here to light up. Skills!
Skills for kills!
That never gets old. Listen up! Our target is New Providence. Now, she may look pretty, but this city is full of corporate gangsters, psychopaths, and butchers. We are diving head first into a viper's nest. But I promise you this, come tomorrow, we're all gonna be walking around wearing shiny snake skin boots. These sons of bitches wanna black out the world? Not on our watch. We are the goddamn agency. And the agency needs justice.
By any means necessary.
Okay. Someone give me my jam! This is it, agents! Time to make Daddy Duck proud! Stand tall, agent! Ain't nothing gonna take us down! We are the strongest, baddest ass kickers on Earth! Quack, quack!
Commander, agents, do you hear me? Report in. That's an order.
You still with me, Agent? The rest of your team. They didn't make it. The assholes that did this to you, we can make them hurt. pay them back for what they did, but first I need to know. Can I trust you? I'll take that as a yes.
Cool cutscenes.
You yourself have been very public and enthusiastic about your love of games. Can you tell me what it's like?
It would have been cool to see them go for that effort.
Right up there as Commander Jackson.
First of all, I am a child of the 80s, okay? I grew up with video game culture, but also I'm a human cartoon, okay? I'm not afraid to say it. Everything I do is animated. I'm left-handed, right brain, and I see the world differently than a lot of people. I've always been accused of being extra, as if that's something wrong, and I was like, no, I am extra. I'm extra this, you know what I mean? I even wear extra medium, okay?
Extra medium?
To actually see myself and to play like as me, it's a dream.
I gotta know, what can
I don't
fans
understand
expect
like when
when they pick
people
up
say
that
the game
controller,
like
when they
looks
pick
bad.
Commander
Like,
Jackson?
I really don't understand that notion.
Terry Crews is designed for battle. You will be designed for battle. When you pick up that controller, play with me, it's going to be extra. It's going to be extreme. It's going to be loud. It's going to be big. Everything I am. That's what you can expect.
You've obviously been an advocate for diversity and inclusion in entertainment. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, great example of that. Tell me a little bit about what it feels like to be on the forefront of this kind of movement.
You know what? It feels good to be on the right side of history. People are realizing, because it used to be people would feel like if we give them that, then they're going to take from us. But that's the biggest lie that has ever been told. If you include women, if you include African Americans, if you include Asian Americans, if you include Hispanic, it will triple, quadruple your audience. You are realizing now you have the whole world. I want to see a colorful world. I want to see everyone get their shot. And I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. I don't think there's any way back to the way things used to be. You know what I mean? And I love it.
It's pretty clear to see you're a guy who appreciates inspirational things,
So Terry had the
people, and I
best
know that
gun in
people find a lot of
Expendables.
inspiration in you. What have you experienced in terms of people that have inspired you, and how have you inspired others, or how have you heard of that?
I got a story on Facebook. Whew, blew me away. This young mom, she had a son, and he was really sick. But they would watch everything I did. He passed. Whew. I get emotional thinking about it. But you know, the mom sent me a letter to say that he had all my things, everything that I had done, in a box. And she said every time she pulls something out and watches something I do, it reminds her of this wonderful time she had with her son. And I'm going, man, this is so important. Like the things we get to do is so important. It's funny because a lot of people feel like you got to be a doctor or a lawyer, you know, and that's that kind of thing because that's the only way you're helping the world. But that's not true. What you have to do is be yourself and operate in your gifts. And that is how you change the world. It was taking her from her sadness and helping her through her grief. I was like, hey man, I'm ready. I don't have a problem jumping on the red carpet. I have no problem popping my pecs. I have no problem going extreme and going extra.
Says Terry Crews is great, but it'll take a lot to save Crackdown. I mean,
so I'm with
what do you mean by save Crackdown?
To the end.
What is your
Let's keep it going.
expectations? What is Crackdown falling from?
Let's keep it going,
I'm so jealous of you right now.
You know what?
He seems amazing.
He is. Like I said earlier, he is my new spirit animal, and he is genuinely extra. So a huge thank you to Terry Crews for that interview, of course. And of course, he proves again and again that he is an inspiring force in entertainment. Not a bad way, as you say, to spend a Saturday.
No, again, very jealous. But you know what else happened this weekend?
What?
The Super Bowl. I'll leave the armchair quarterbacking or punting to others, but hey, I am proud to say this is where we debuted our latest video for the Xbox Adaptive Controller. Take a look.
My name is Grover. Sean. My name is Ian. I'm Taylor. My name is Owen, and I am 9.5 years old. I only have 1.
I don't know why that kid looks like somebody I knew.
Yeah. I love video games, my friends, my family, and again video games. Whenever I play it, it makes me feel happy.
The fun that you get to have with connecting with your friends.
You make your own rules?
It's his way of interacting with his friends when he can't physically otherwise do it.
When I'm playing with
I remember I got in trouble for hyping Crackdown 3 before there was even Tier 2
It's difficult for me to use both.
Remember back when it was first announced?
And the D-pad at the exact same time.
And it just slowed me down a bunch more while other people were like...
She's never had the freedom to play at the level she knows she could.
I never thought it was unfair. I just thought, hey, this is the way it is and it's not gonna change. What I like about the adaptive controller is that now everyone can play. I don't even have to look at the controller and just be like looking at the screen like, hey, yep.
You never want your kid to feel like an outsider or an other.
One of the biggest fears early on is, how will Owen be viewed by the other kids?
When I'm getting the adaptive controller, I don't
He's not different when he plays.
Like,
it's a little challenging, but that's the whole point of gaming. I can hit the buttons just as fast as they can. And I think I can crush my friends. No matter how your
these
body
kids probably could beat y'all asses.
how fast you are,
nah, think about it.
It's a really good thing to have in this world.
Sorry, they can't they can't play God of War.
I don't think I'm exaggerating. That was probably the best part of the
design
Super Bowl.
controllers that PlayStation
I'll
provides.
See that. Agreed. Now, a bit later in
Barely
the
works
show,
for
we've got Kiki Wolfkill from
functioning
343 Industries, Joe Neat from Sea of Thieves, and much, much more. Now, of course, Crackdown 3 is headlining the new entries into Xbox Game Pass, but it's not the only title coming right around the corner. Ricari, Larry, tell us more.
Thank you very much, Kate. I am so excited for Crackdown 3. You know, I think I might be coming down with a case of the sniffles on right about the 15th. Did I just say that out loud?
Figure with a name like Xbox Live's Major Nelson, you wouldn't have to call in sick, but you know, you do you.
You know I will do me. Changing subjects are not changing subjects. Let's talk about Xbox Game Pass, shall we? Xbox Game Pass offers up a library of well over 100 games. So, of course, it's a great way to play your favorite games, but it's also a better way to discover games you may not have otherwise noticed. And, of course, we just keep adding goodness to it all the time.
It's absolutely right.
I'm gonna play Crackdown 3 as much as I played Assassin's Creed.
We like the show, not tell, so why don't you take a look?
And I'm gonna enjoy it. Make all you people piss. You guys can't stand to watch Xbox enjoy video games.
I saw it.
I love this Tomb Raider.
You set the apocalypse in motion.
I won't let that happen. If you had the power to alter the course of humanity, what would you do?
Whoa, shit! Shout out Tomb Raider and Game Pass? Holy crap! I thought they were just showing a trailer
before. To Xbox Game Pass later this week. It's Xbox One X.
That's crazy, bro!
Now, here's another addition to the Game Pass.
So to all those people,
Season 1 of The Walking Dead game is coming to Xbox Game Pass. The first season was a hallmark of great storytelling in video games, and it introduced us to Clementine, whose emotional, often tragic story is being wrapped up right now in the final season, thanks to Skybound Games.
Larry, I've got to admit that I'm almost afraid to admit this, like here live right now.
Go.
That's lit.
Never played the game, so I'm excited for it to come to Xbox Game Pass.
You got to do that.
I know, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. All right, pop quiz, you ready for this one?
Yep.
Who am I?
Batman.
I like that you did it too. Good participation.
Now I'm kind of pissed off.
Batman Returned to Arkham.
I bought like the $80 or $90 version of Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
It's actually two games, Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City.
You have to check these games out because the free flow combat it feels so effortless, and you actually...
Let's not forget about detective mode as well.
You feel that, but you feel like a superhero.
For once.
For once, yeah. And coming on February 7th is Pumped BMX Pro. Dozens of tricks and levels, over 200 challenges,
PlayStation guys
and a
in the chat
dose of hilarity
these
when you bite it trying
shits.
one trick too many.
Biking fails videos are always my favorite thing. All right, now we also have a couple of nice quality of life improvements to the Xbox Game Pass mobile app.
Yep.
You can now track your quests, and this is a big one for me. Choose a default Xbox in the app to download your games onto.
Great feature.
This is an absolutely wonderful feature if you have more than one Xbox in your household.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Don't you?
Yeah, we do, yeah.
All right, we're lucky. Anyway, and well, nothing says lovin' like a blob. That's right, Da Blob will grace Game Pass on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Enjoy this platformer as a blob rolling around to bring color back to a gray city. Jeff, don't say we never gave you a Valentine.
You never forget about me. Flowers, chocolate, Da Blob, I'm all set for Valentine's Day. My wife, we'll see what she says about that. Okay, now it's time to check out the latest version of a major gaming franchise. It is a global powerhouse with a storied history and a passionate fan base, and I count myself among them. You know what else Mortal Kombat has? Ed Boon. He's not only the head of the studio, but also
I'm really
the
not
voice of
interested in Mortal
Scorpion,
Kombat,
and
yo.
I bet you didn't know this. He holds the world record for the longest-serving video game actor. Toasty! He doesn't say that, but... NetherRealm Studios recently invited our cameras to their exclusive preview event celebrating the reveal of Mortal Kombat 11.
Los Angeles!
And as if a full day of embroiling oneself into a pure Mortal Kombat pop-up wonderland wasn't enough, die-hard fans were rewarded for their passionate allegiance to the franchise with an exclusive look at new MK11 gameplay.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to play fighting games. There's only one
We had a
fighting
chance
game
to
I
sit
know how
down
to play,
with
and that's
gaming
Killer
legend
Instinct,
Ed
dude.
Boon to find
I know how
out
to play
what
Killer
fans can
Instincts, but I
expect from the
performed, like,
latest
Ultra
installment
combos by
of this
mistake.
martial arts masterpiece.
Button mash.
The work
If you
behind
can't
this
button
title
mash
was
in a
all
fighting
about
game,
change.
it's not worth playing,
Changing
dude.
the
That's how I
fighting
look at it.
mechanic and the rules of how the meters work was a big thing. The last 4 games that NetherRealm has done, we've had a meter kind of at the bottom of the screen that the player would use to enhance his offensive moves and enhance his defensive moves or save up to do a super move. With Mortal Kombat 11, we've separated all 3 of those components. So there's an offensive meter, which is the horizontal one. There's a defensive meter, which is the vertical one. And the fatal blows are put on the player's health bar when it reaches below 30%. So the player doesn't have to worry about, you know, I'm going to use this resource for these moves, so I'll never be able to do a super move.
Finish him. New meters allow for new strategies, and that's just part of a host of changes.
Changing our visuals, you know, changing our fatalities. You know, they end with this big splash, like a moment in time that, you know, is
Yeah,
kind
so
of
fucking violent,
pauses
dog.
everything. Which goes along with the whole theme of, you know, Chronica and controlling time and time travel and all that stuff. So it really kind of fits together.
Another key factor when it comes to this game, of course, the characters.
Mortal Kombat X introduced, you know, character variations, which is basically 3 versions of every character. There were 3 Scorpions, 3 Sub-Zeros, 3 Raidens, etc.
MK11 takes this one step further by allowing players to customize variations as they choose.
So, and the player gets to name the variation, choose the costume pieces he's on, choose the costume overall that they're using, program what those gear pieces do in terms of helping them with gameplay.
Sounds like a
So I
fucking
think
simulation.
fans of Mortal Kombat, it'll be a big deal to be able to make your own versions of these characters.
That's not
Also with the
serious,
reveal,
biting my
Ed and his
nose.
team announced a new voice to Mortal Kombat 11, and she's no stranger to the ring.
We have friends and acquaintances that work in video games and WWE, UFC. At some point, somebody said, wouldn't it be cool to have Ronda Rousey in Mortal Kombat?
Really?
And we said, hey, her as Sonya would be a perfect
Really? That's
thing.
what they did?
So she plays a really big part in the story. She voiced all of her lines, so we're very excited to see.
And there's another returning fan favorite in development that has remained under wraps until right now.
D'Vorah is one of the ones that we are bringing along into Mortal Kombat 11. Right here is the first that we've announced it in terms of you guys know first. So we're excited to see her and her new moves as she plays in the game, you know, in this new kind of sandbox.
New characters, new visuals, new strategies all add up to a new experience, which is what keeps the Mortal Kombat franchise, well, immortal.
Mortal Kombat 11, you know, the camera's a little bit closer, it's more intense, it's close-up fighting, You know, there's a lot more in terms of like jockeying back and forth, space control, and strategy.
He said Ronda Rousey and the
it's more of a
WWE are both
strategic-paced game as opposed to a rushdown. We want people who play Mortal Kombat 11 to feel like it's a different game than Mortal Kombat 10, different game than Mortal Kombat 9, and so on.
April 23rd.
What are you doing?
That's disgusting.
Jeff, what are you doing?
Baraka only took one bite.
Jeff,
it's plain bread.
No, listen. I need you to get off the set. I've got somebody more important coming in here. Take your brain, show yourself to the door. We're gonna have some Halo news in just a minute, but first, Matt Booty is here.
Matt Booty!
I'm sorry
Booty!
about that. I'm glad I ate lunch. Yeah, I know. I don't know where he got that brain from. Anyway, it's great to see you.
Good to see you.
Last time we saw each other was at XO 18 down in New Mexico.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since then, hasn't it?
It was a great event.
We announced a bunch of new studios, but today you're here to talk about something else.
Yeah, so we've got some news. You know, as the games that we make in studios have evolved from just being console games to being PC games, mobile games, and as we have worked to grow our services to show up in places like PC and mobile, the Xbox brand has really come to mean more than just console.
Right.
And I think Xbox really means playing games with the people you want to play with, on the devices that you want to play, whether that's PC or mobile. So in the spirit of that, of evolving beyond just our console roots, we are changing our name from Microsoft Studios to Xbox Game Studios.
Well, there it is. You can see the new logo right there on the screen.
Forefront.
With some of our games in the
Microsoft Game Studios.
So that's great
Xbox
news.
Game Studios.
What exactly is in a name?
So the word studios can mean some different things to different people. Maybe it's a music studio, a TV studio. You know, we're lucky to have some big franchises like Halo and Minecraft that can support things like TV shows and movies. But really, our DNA, our roots go back to making games and
like the shape
having
up, right?
creative
Had to get it
teams
fixed.
focused on making games. That's why it was really important that we get the word game in there. So Xbox Game Studios was important for us.
What does the change mean for you? What does it represent?
For me, I think it really reflects over the last year work that we've done to double down on our creative teams.
Made a big
to really
deal when
make sure
PlayStation changed
they
their
feel
name to
supported
Sony
to deliver
for
great
their
games.
Sony
There's a lot of things that we're doing in
I forgot what it
Xbox
was.
right now, but really being successful on
Sony
those things
Interactive
means
Entertainment or some
starting
shit like that
good
now?
games.
Now, it doesn't really change the mission of the teams at all. It doesn't really change anything for them, right?
No, this is just a change of the name, and it's just really more to get the name in sync with what we're doing in the studio.
Now, you have been in this role, the head of studios, for about a year now, right? So congratulations on your year anniversary. Tell us a little bit about you know, what you've been up to. I know you've been out to visit some of the studios, right?
Yeah, well, when you and I talked last, the ink was maybe just barely dry in some of the acquisitions. So we're glad to have that all wrapped up, to have those signed and closed. And this week we're actually getting together with all 13 of the studio heads to start working on some of the things about sharing technology between the studios, letting them get to know each other, share best practices, and talk about some of the stuff that we're going to be doing in the future.
Now, you talked about games. Everyone cares about games. When are we going to get a glimpse at some of their hard work?
Yeah, so as you know, with these studios, some of the work is really focused on the future, things that we're going to do new together, but also some of the studios had projects that were in the works when we acquired them, and those will be coming out pretty soon. So we'll be excited to share some news about what we're up to coming up in the next few months and at E3.
No, E3, there you go. Matt, great to see
All
you. Come back anytime.
Great, thanks.
All right, next, let's talk Halo. We don't have a game announcement. No, don't move yet. You stand right there. We're not letting you go yet.
I get excited.
Okay, don't talk. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. It's not a game announcement, so it's safe to step away from Reddit, soak up the news about a new live Halo event coming to a city near you.
What is this? What is this? Yo, since I'm not looking at my YouTube right now, can one of you guys let me know how many people is watching right now? Shout out to Foxy Games UK.
Okay, so that is absolutely unique. A real-world traveling Halo outpost and 343 studio head Transmedia, yes.
Yeah.
Kiki Wolfkill is here to tell us what in the world we just saw. So Kiki, give me the elevator pitch. I gotta say, well, let me just preface this. I'm the kid that was always first in line for all of these Halo events. This looks crazy, different, unique. Hold up. Tell me what I need to know.
So this is kind of the pinnacle of all those events. So we really, so it's a touring fan experience. And the idea is really to take, there's so many different parts of Halo, right? There's the stories and the characters and the gameplay and the cosplayers in our community. So how do we bring all of those things together under one roof and bring it to our fans? And I think that's the difference, because we learned with the E3 HoloLens thing we did in 2015, which was super cool, and Halo Fest in 2011, our own museum at 343, even the Boomco Arena we did at Comic-Con. Like, these are all things where people came together and experienced Halo in a really different, like, physical way, and it was super inspiring. But we also recognized, you know, our fans can't always come to 343 or come to E3, or so really this is the idea of how do we bring those experiences and more, like more of a sort of themed attraction experience to our fans where they are.
And you know what, you said it right, this is a unique experience. I personally have never heard of anything like this, so I'm very excited. But talk us through, more importantly, walk us through the experience if I'm a fan walking in for the first moments of the Outpost.
Yeah, and our hope is, because the thing we learned from these experiences, fans bring their family and friends, right? Like, we all have things that we love that our friends and family watch us play or watch, and they don't quite get it, right? And this is a way for them to come and experience it together, right? And so the first, I would say, your initial experience, and it's a 3-day weekend experience, is you come in and the first thing you do is meet Gabriella, who's our new AI for Outpost Discovery. So you'll come in and, you know, innovation is a huge part of what we do. So the technological innovation of how you experience Halo in real life is really critical for us to get right. So you come in, you meet Gabriella projected, and then you come into our Hall of History, and that really is sort of all of the artifacts,
he said bag of
life-size
diabetes,
figures,
and
all of the
Kids.
things you've played in the games or seen in our stories, but brought to life. And so that's really the introduction for everybody, is to come through this Hall of History. There's obviously amazing photo ops. And then you go into the ring experience, which is this huge domed projection experience, kind of walking you through what it is to be on the Halo ring. And so we really wanted to create these experiences that were viscerally really exciting to physically be in, but for fans, it touches on deep lore, and for people who are new, it's just really exciting. And then the world kind of opens up, and there's so many things to do.
So you talk about that deep lore, and you mentioned getting it right. And I know the attention to detail has absolutely got to be there, or else Twitter and Reddit will let you know.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah,
so I'm curious about the nuance,
to,
you know, like the nuance and how your team is taking care to make sure you get this right for those who love the deep lore.
Well, we have an amazing partner in Hirsch and Live. They also own and run the Harlem Globetrotters, so their experience in putting on a show and also taking that show on the road is unique and really sort of one of a kind. And so we've partnered really closely. We have a team on our side who is focused on all of those details. And really, again, how do you hit the existing fan, and how do you hit someone new and introduce this universe to them? We have the franchise team deeply engaged. There's a narrative across the whole experience. So when you come into Halo Outpost Discovery, you're in the narrative of that experience, which is a post-Halo 3
I need to hurry about this
experience.
I don't want to hear nothing about Halo.
And so that narrative is
Infinite.
part of every single thing that you do as a participant. And so we've
Or
been
a Halo
really
movie.
deeply involved in crafting that story.
Now, you alluded to it at the beginning, after the introduction, after you're walking through the hallowed halls there. What are some of the other experiences that fans can expect?
There's a huge range. We have a huge laser tag arena. Right, competition is kind of core to Halo, but there's also, you know, we have a competitive VR experience, the laser tag experience. We have things that are almost like rides, right? And really ways we have a escape room experience in a Covenant environment, which is something we've never built physically before. So being able to step into a Covenant environment
That's
is
kind of dope,
completely
though. I ain't
new.
gonna lie. Kinda dope.
And there are things like this is something we want people to bring their families to. Halo is, you know, multi-generational. We have moms and dads who want to share Halo with their kids. And so, you know, there's a Boomco target range, there's a Mega Bloks building area. And then there's, you know, competitive play. We want people to to get a sense for what it feels like to participate in an esport. We'll have streaming on site. We'll have cosplayers everywhere. So it's really kind of taking all of the pieces of our community and making it a place where our community can come and share their love for Halo with other people.
Wow. It's funny you mentioned that family bit because, you know, since it's a snow day in Seattle, my kid's here right now watching this happen.
Right.
But I want to know.
Your child is adorable.
Let's not gas him up. His head is big enough, right? But I want to know, what does our ideal day look like? Like, what's our walkthrough experience? How do we best experience this?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because we actually have different walkthroughs for all different types of
no more blue Sour Patch. I love the blue and the red.
And, you know, the family walkthrough is sort of a mix of things that you may want to do and things you can do with your son. Like I said, the Boomco target range is it's a leaderboard, score-based experience. Is super fun.
You guys can hear me, right?
Obviously, there's food on site.
Oh, say more.
Invite.
First in line again.
For people to chill. But there's another part of it is there's this whole sort of what we call the post-exchange marketplace. And that really is sort of like a fan fest atmosphere, right? Which is we'll have booths and sponsors and people bringing their wares, and there's sort of this whole range. So, you know, the whole family actually has something that they can go do.
Nice.
Well, now for the very important details. How can people participate? Are you selling tickets? And the most important detail, I think, which
Who's second in line?
Well,
because I'm first. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm going to watch that battle.
More importantly, yeah, he'll win. It's fair. He's just bigger. But more importantly, where is the Outpost heading?
Yeah, so tickets are actually available, not surprisingly, right now.
What?
Yes.
I know. While we're up here.
On
Great.
sale now.
Actually,
HaloOutpostDiscovery.com. And it's 5 cities starting on July 5th. So 3-day weekends through the summer from July to September. And we'll start in Orlando, and then we go to Philadelphia. I'm going to try and get my regions right. Chicago, Houston, Anaheim. So we really wanted to go where our fans are, right? To that point of how do we bring this experience to our communities? And so we sort of we picked regions all over the country that are both in metropolitan areas.
Do you hear about a loud noise?
Sort of fan
bases your mic move in
before you ask your last question. Well, I guess I'm the last question because I'm going to jump in here. Okay. This is unscheduled.
So you won that battle.
I know, I did. I would be remiss
as a
Halo fan if I didn't ask.
You over there eating ain't bitching about some sound on a mic.
I want to know if there's anything you can tell us about the new Showtime project.
Nothing new to officially share. I mean, we're knee deep in it. Like, it's really exciting for us because, you know, these things take so much time, and we're really in the nitty gritty.
You don't just make it to where people can still see you. I don't need to be on camera.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're going to Orlando, July 5th. Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Party in Orlando.
I don't know if Meds coming.
Well, we've still got Jump Force.
I have no clue.
This for you a little later, so stay where you are. But before we get to that, Larry recently spent some time with the fine folks behind Tom Clancy's The Division 2. White House is your base of operations? Check. New endgame details? Check. Take a look.
This is our defining moment. Our chance to take back our country.
Hi, it's Larry Herb, Xbox Live's Major Nelson, down here in San Francisco for the Division 2 preview event. Now we're going to talk to Julian Garrity, who is
Major
the creative
Nelson,
director for the Division 2.
He's a funny-looking dude, yo.
I have something to reveal. It's this guy right here. It is the Division 2 bundle, the Xbox One.
My mic's been muted, so the joke's on you guys.
The game, including a trial of Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold. This thing is amazing. Now, the Division 2 is enhanced for Xbox One X, and Julian's going to tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, the X bundle.
Julian, thanks for joining us. Great to see you.
Thank you very much for having me.
First of all, we just announced this great Xbox One X, the Division 2 bundle. Tell us a little bit about what the enhancements are.
Actually, this is the first time I see the bundle, so it's a special moment.
It's special for both of us, everyone.
Xbox One X allows us to get the best out of the game. And that means 4K graphics, HDR, and really, this is the crispest version that we have on console.
Crispest.
Let's talk about
I don't even know that's a term, but it's the crispest. That means
and start right with
Xbox One
the
X,
base of operation.
crispest version,
is the White
PS4
House.
Pro.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So we
Crispy,
revealed that
maybe?
today because basically the base of operations is your home. It is that location that you need to
White
build
House?
up and that represents all of those features, upgrades, tools, skills, weapons that you're going to need to get. If there was one iconic location in Washington, D.C. that could represent that, it had to be the White House.
Right.
Washington has a diversity
I dropped my
that
only
New
blue
York
star.
doesn't have. Washington has these wide open spaces, has these government buildings, but it has suburbs, it has commercial areas, it has nature. So there's a lot more things that we could do that creates a more varied space. And of course, that leads to a more varied experience, even in terms of gameplay.
Can you tell us about some of the activities we'll see as we're roaming the city?
So one of the things that we really wanted to improve on the first game is injecting more life, more dynamic events and activities for players to engage in. So we really leaned into things like control points, which are strategic locations of importance. It could be a hospital, the corner of a hospital, the access to the medication, to
I don't know if I'm
the drugs that people need.
I didn't really
just
care
to
for
be
the
able
first
to survive
division.
through the night. That's going to
I'm buying
a
it.
strategic location of importance.
Well, good, that covers
not
that.
only for the civilians, but also for the factions. So you're going to have to take that back.
I'm definitely
And that
on the
will feed
Division
into
train
the
ever since
resources that the
Anthem
settlements need
completely
to survive
flopped,
from
in my opinion.
After you take back DC, is that the end of the game and the end of the story?
Actually, it isn't.
Okay.
When you do reach the end game, when you do take the capital back from the True Sons, there's a twist. And a brand new faction is introduced into the world at endgame. And just their introduction is a transformation of the world. They're injected into the open world and they invade.
Damn, did he
every
just
single
spoil the
new
game?
mission, giving you a
Did he
brand
just
new
spoil the
reason
game?
why to play them. At E3, we went up and we said,
I mean, I will play this
our
game.
commitment
Addict,
to our player base
if you are
is
committed
to,
to
be,
it.
to provide a whole
Well,
year
I hated the first one because they had no end game, but they learned from the first one. Now they have this one. This has end game. They actually said raids as in plural, so there's hopefully there'll be multiple raids at launch.
with activities, rewards, gear, and weapons for our entire community for free.
That's fantastic. Tell us about specializations and how they factor into the end game.
At endgame, you have a new threat, a new challenge, lots of new activities. So you're going to need new equipment. What we've developed there is a whole new progression tree for you within endgame. And those are defined by specializations. Highlighted by a
What is?
signature weapon.
Let me look at the stream real quick. They said my mic is loud as fuck. Hold up.
A crossbow with special ammunition, arrows there, and a grenade launcher. But that signature weapon really is just the start of a whole series of unlocks for you, your character, to deepen that playstyle.
Julian, there's a lot going on for you and the team between now and launch, but what about folks at home?
So there are really 2 dates that you need to keep in mind.
Okay.
February 7th, we start our private beta. Now, to play, you can pre-order for guaranteed access, or you can sign up on the Division's website for a chance to play. And then that heads...
Is there a way you can
March
turn my
15th,
mic down from the
when
actual
game actually
screen?
launches.
Julian, thanks for your time and good luck on the launch.
Because it's not my, it's not on my end. It's on the actual Discord's end.
Oh, there
As
you go.
if I needed another reason to pick up yet
Start
another
talking.
console. Now you saw the Xbox One X
Testing,
bundle.
testing.
You can
Tell me
also
when
get
it
the
sounds
Division
fine,
2
you guys. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was that bad.
flavor.
Is that better, guys?
And don't forget, if you're watching this live on Mixer, you have a good chance, actually a great chance, of getting access to the Division 2 private
that
beta
better?
that begins on the
Keep
7th.
talking at it. You gotta keep
Just
talking.
be sure you're logged in with your Microsoft account.
I'm here,
Check
I'm
those
here,
Xbox Live
I'm
messages
here.
to be eligible for the
Testing,
Mix
testing.
By the way, the demo will be ready to load.
I don't
starting
understand. I
tomorrow.
mean, that's.
Now,
I guess
everybody
that's
loves
just
new
what
hardware,
happens when
and I
you
feel
have a
like we haven't
Yeti.
seen Graham in a while, but he's
Yeah.
standing just across the stage, all
It's
crimson
so
and flush
sensitive.
with a
Let me
brand
see
new
my
controller to
settings
show off.
is fine.
That's right, mate.
That turns you down to like 37, bro.
No white gloves, just pure red hotness.
You're at literally
now, you probably
37.
know I consider myself a connoisseur.
Well, I've been doing YouTube videos, so I've been turning up all my audio.
To the Sport
I got you down at 35.
Oh, that looks nice. I actually want
never
that.
seen before inside
That is
Xbox
clean.
Exclusive, and how nice is that?
See, that's the thing I'm afraid
It's a
about
new
next generation.
teammate
These
for our Sport
controllers
White
better be
controller,
forwards
which we
compatible.
released last year, but on this bad
I don't know
boy,
if they
we've
will.
amped up the energy with a super vibrant red color.
Controller can't
I know
be
the
that
design
sexy.
team actually chose this color specifically because it's got that high visibility pop to it. It also has these silver and dark red accents, some really cool metallic red details that shimmer in the light, and this awesome red metallic
At least you don't have the
D-pad,
white gloves
and
on.
these cool dark red face buttons to tie it all together as well. And look, on the back, we've got those rubberized grips, which I love.
The controller I have now,
no
it has
how
that.
sweaty things get. And plus, of course, it has built-in Bluetooth technology for Windows 10 PCs and tablets. It looks so good. So good, and personally, I love it because it's the perfect match for my beloved Aberdeen FC's home kit. Come on, you Reds. And that's not all. Coming this spring is a matching Pro charging stand, which lets you easily charge
When's it
any
come out?
Xbox wireless controller.
Probably
look good
already
doing
out.
it. So Sport Red is available on March 5th. Pre-orders start
March
today.
5th.
But if you really can't wait, then head over to the Xbox Twitter account now.
I ain't doing
for
shit
a
on
chance
Twitter.
to win one.
I don't win that
Let's say I
shit.
never give you anything. I'll look after this one for now. Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay, let's catch up with an Xbox game preview title that's ready for prime time.
This is Astroneer.
Astroneer has been on an interstellar path to improvement in the Xbox game preview program, but now it's go time. That's right, we are clear for launch tomorrow. And in celebration of the game release, System Era, the developers, launched their own Astroneer perched atop what else? An Xbox One X right into
There you go, kid.
suborbit.
This is exactly what we wanted to see.
23 miles up. Mad.
They launched an Xbox One
So what
X
about the game
into
itself?
space.
What is an
This is
Astroneer?
exactly what
Well,
gamers want to
I think it's
see.
a bit like a Pioneer, but with less pies and more Astros. Does that sound right?
Like,
think so.
I
And
get
as an
their
Astroneer,
point, but
you'll
at the same
explore and
time, I'm
reshape
like,
distant planets with up
look,
to 3
like,
friends who
people
drop in, drop out
that watch this
quickly.
are
You can
gamers.
build
They don't want to
vehicles,
see
customize
stuff like
bases,
this. Put
and
this on
the full
YouTube.
terrain
You know
as
what
though
I'm
it were
saying?
lovely,
Like,
soft extraterrestrial clay. It's my favorite type. Astroneer will be adding some brand new gameplay at launch that will bring you to every planet, trying to unravel the mystery of the solar system through huge, mysterious structures. Plus, unlocking new planets will reward
Is that you
players with
in that
new
suit,
suits
kid?
and customization options. So
What
great
the
new content
what
being
suit? An
added for
Astroneer suit?
launch.
yeah, you in the
amazing.
Astro suit?
That's actually that's not life-size Astroneer.
It could be, man. We don't know how big this is. You could be in that suit, and this could have been
108,000.
last week.
My thing is, how did it?
What happens
like
if you
Earth?
just see it? First off, how like that?
How did it break your like?
Instead of spending the money on something relevant, they're gonna spend it on making something last in the atmosphere. You know? Oh my god, this is so cringeworthy.
That's a pretty Xbox One X though. I ain't gonna lie. I know it's just a white Xbox with like an Astroneer sticker on it.
There you go. You just fell. I told you, kid was in that suit. That's how you fell in that Bloodborne stream.
How good is that, eh? It really is a beautiful game and a ton of fun. And a huge congrats to System Era, the developers, on launch. Right, still me. This is like a subscription to Xbox Graham Pass. Isn't it?
Graham Pass, you're better than that, Graham. Hydrate, get reset,
Thanks,
long segment
I'm
to
definitely
go,
part of
camera
Planet
three,
Xbox,
good to go.
Matt. Later, you're gonna have to hold that
energy.
time out.
Thanks for looking out for me, pal. I really appreciate that. Let me just put that down.
You got a little thing there.
Okay, good. Right, I feel like I've got everyone's support here. Right, if you're not watching us on Mixer, why not? There's still time to log in with your Microsoft account. You'll receive a free in-game item for Sea of Thieves and a chance to win a beta code for The Division 2. Now, coming soon, I'll be joined by Joe Neate straight off the sloop from Rare to talk some big news on the Sea of Thieves. But first, If you like adventures, you're going to be intrigued by a development studio founded by 3 heavy hitters in gaming. We're talking veteran developers with award-winning titles under their belts who've teamed up to build something special of their own.
Michael
What we
Larry.
found on a secret spy mission to Typhoon Studios.
You got to get a soundboard now that says Mike Larry in the Will Smith from
Mike Larry.
Mike
Larry. 505 games. I'm getting sick of these guys though.
Yeah, Typhoon had been a dream of the 3 founders for a number of years when we've been working at other companies, whether it's EA or Warner Brothers or Ubisoft for myself.
That's probably a
and the
fire
timing was never
alarm,
quite
the
right.
beeping sound, kid.
And then one day we just decided to jump.
Either we're going to do it now and start this company, or we're going to stop talking about it because people are going to get sick of hearing our shit.
We all quit our jobs,
I know they can
moved
hear that
into
over this shit.
a room with no windows and
mic
launched the studio.
We flew with one PowerPoint to the first GDC. Meeting with a lot of people who had interest in having us start a new project.
We have some great investors who backed us early on, and so now we have this awesome partnership with 505 where we're really excited to make Savage Planet and to start showing it to people.
I still don't go too high. I can't reach that shit.
So, Journey to the Savage Planet, our goal is to be optimistic and upbeat and colorful and funny. I wanted the game to be as systemic as possible. I wanted the player's story to be more important than the story we were, laying over the top. And I wanted it to be sort of loud and different.
Yo, since this isn't really important, remember
we knew that we wanted to have something refreshing, right?
The whole Miranda was attacked over the Xbox thing?
Yeah. Like
How about PR just centered Xbox One X?
Simplistic, so easy to read.
Yeah, she just posted it on Twitter.
Kindred Technology, which is the 4th best
that's what's
company in space exploration. So they're not super always like perfect, right? Things don't go as expected, but
So
you still have your mission there.
So Shady
your
got
mission is
Miranda and
basically
Xbox
to
One
explore
X.
that alien
Pretty
world,
much, he should
teach him
probably
about his wildlife.
tweet him and
there's
thank
also
him.
an adventure aspect to it.
We did a teaser at the Game Awards, which was cool because it introduced people to the world.
Once again, we would like to thank you for joining the Pioneer program here at Kindred Aerospace.
So far, it seems like that's resonating, which is great because it's
Miranda,
really hard to break through the noise.
Obviously, people want to see gameplay, and we will deliver gameplay in the very near
Havoc
future.
Rose.
But we just wanted to show people the world and the tone of the game.
Whoa, hang on. I think that's enough questions with quote-unquote real people. I'm Martin Tweed, founder and CEO of not only Kindred Aerospace, but all of the other smaller
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat so you can see.
to the main enterprise.
So yeah, Martin Tweed is our fictional CEO and founder of Kindred Aerospace and all of the Kindred empire of other businesses and opportunities. And he's very, very hopeful and very, very smart and secretly very, very ambitious and not very worried about the safety of his employees.
We'll strap your body to a rocket, and we'll send you hurtling through outer space. That's what we do. Armed with nothing but hope and a pistol. You will be the first to explore undiscovered planets. Hopefully, you'll return to Earth in one piece. Onward to adventure.
I'll put it in the actual chat for the stream. It's just her Twitter.
I don't even got that. Kraken!
What's cracking, everybody? If you watched our big X-18 show from Mexico City, this guy will look familiar. Yep, it's Joe 3 Sheets Neat, executive producer for Sea of Thieves. How are you, Joe? Welcome back on the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a lot quieter today than Mexico City.
It definitely is, isn't it? It's pretty chill. Before we get started, I saw an amazing tweet from you this weekend about one of your adventures in Sea of Thieves. Can you please tell us the story?
Indeed, yeah. So when I tweeted this, I didn't expect it to be appearing on Inside Xbox. But so I was playing in an open crew, and I just joined. I was playing with a couple of kind of random strangers, basically, and one of them was a kid and another player. And we were just playing. We formed an alliance with another crew. We were taking down the skeleton fort, and obviously you've got the microphone on, and we're chatting and stuff. And then one of our kittens jumped on me, and I just instantly went, "Oh, I love you, Munchkin." And then I realised that I'd said this to the crew and the crew that we were in alliance with and the crew that I was playing with. So I swiftly just left the game, basically. Yeah.
So you were straight out.
Pretty
like
much,
that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. I was just like, yeah, that was.
I love the mystery.
I wonder how many people heard it.
Can we see a picture of your cat on screen here?
I think we might be able to. Yeah. So there's the two of them. But yeah, there they are. Very lovely. Very lovely kittens.
Well, there you go. Just one of the crazy
looks like
things
one of the cats I had.
Indeed, yeah. And the challenges of proximity.
Speaking of crazy things, you've had a mad few weeks, right? The momentum has been ridiculous. Tell us about what's been going on.
Tell us how you paid people to play Sea of Thieves, since everybody wants to believe that shit.
And just basically since then, we've just been gaining momentum. And the numbers have been crazy. Like, we've seen incredible streaming kind of success. So January, the month just gone, is our highest number of viewing hours from streaming, like, since the launch of the project. So even exceeding kind of March and April, around when we launched. We've seen our player base grow significantly too. So since November, basically, so we launched this end of November, and then during December and through to January, we've actually seen our player base kind of double in terms of our monthly active users. So more than double are playing it now on a monthly basis, and it's still kind of growing. So day on day, we look at the last 30 days, and that number's still going up, which is just incredible, right? So it's been so cool to see how that update kind of wrapped up all the stuff we've been adding throughout the year, and really has kind of just made that world so rich and emergent. Every time you're out there playing, there's a new adventure, a new thing to encounter, and it's just been amazing to see. And so, you know, with the stuff that we've all got planned for this year, I think it puts us in an incredible position to, you know, I think year 2 for kind of Sea of Thieves can be even bigger than year 1. Right? That's the goal that we have in the studio.
Because you're almost at your first year birthday of Sea of Thieves, which is crazy. It makes me feel even older than usual. But there's also been a lot of conversation in the community about crossplay recently. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes. So crossplay, like, we love crossplay, right? As a team, we've loved how it kind of breaks down barriers. It allows people to play together across PC and across Xbox. But as we look forward to the arena, which is one of the things that we're working on that will be coming to the game, like, we know that, like, because it's going to be so competitive, that some players are going to want that option to kind of just opt out of crossplay, so they get a level playing field. So for players on console with controller, they'll be able to play with other people on controller. But we want to offer that option kind of across the game, so for arena and for adventure when we bring that in. But our intent very much is that it's for adventure, which is kind of the game as it currently exists now. That's what we kind of call it. An arena will come in and be its own kind of option.
Do you see people in the
we
chat
expect and
screaming Jump Force?
Like, the majority of our
you guys seriously need to chill on this Jump Force.
To play together in kind of crossplay in that style. So, you know, and that will be how we design it in the front end, how we surface it. So it's really going to be your specifically.
Michael Lara is back.
If you want to go do this, you'll have to go find the option and kind of turn it off for adventure. Whereas we'll be a bit more kind of surfacing it to players for arena. So you know, how we design it and how we do that will lead to hopefully the kind of behaviour that we want. And so we've seen, you know, lots of conversation around this, around like, will this split players? Will it lead to kind of emptier servers? But it's like, that's not how our kind of game works. We have server migration, which moves people between servers as to keep the servers full and to keep the kind of encounters with other ships to be the right just kind of frequency and everything. And alongside that as well, we have a super healthy player base on both platforms. You know, and so I've seen some numbers kind of being bandied around in terms of what the percentage is of players on Xbox, the percentage on PC. And so we actually just kind of ran a kind of check over the last weekend. So just looking at the kind of player base, so from like 6 AM on Friday through to Monday. And our split is like 35% of the players kind of playing over the last weekend are playing on PC. And then I think it's 35.2%, and then 64.8% are kind of on Xbox. So you've got this great split of people across the two platforms, and that's really cool for us to see. You know, we value both platforms equally. We value all the players that are playing, and we love crossplay, but we just know with the arena coming that we wanted to offer that option. So that will be coming in. The team's working on that at the moment. We want to make sure that comes in for when that arena mode comes into the game.
Good to know, and super interesting as well. I love those stats in there. Right, you've got an update coming tomorrow, but there's something you want to show us first, right?
Indeed, yes. So you know, the update tomorrow is mainly kind of quality of life improvements, bug fixes, a few little things. But Sea of Thieves is great as an adventure out there and played with friends. And we really wanted to offer an opportunity to everybody kind of playing Sea of Thieves, whether it's on Game Pass, where they own it, to have an opportunity to bring some friends in and really show them what's amazing about Sea of Thieves. So we're going to play a little video, and then I'll talk a little bit more about what this is.
Nice.
There's no greater pleasure than sailing across the Sea of Thieves with a crew of your finest friends. But if for some reason they haven't hopped on board yet, now might be the perfect time for them to dip a toe in the water with our Friends Play Free offer. From February 6th to February 13th, any existing players of Sea of Thieves can invite up to 3 of their friends to join them on the waves. Whether you own a physical or digital copy or are playing with Game Pass, you can take advantage of this offer. Simply head to the Sea of Thieves website at seaofthieves.com and then go to the Friends Play Free section. You'll be prompted to log in with your Microsoft account, And then you'll be presented with 3 panels which you'll need to scratch to reveal your codes.
Oh, okay.
Each 5x5 code gives one player unrestricted access to play Sea of Thieves for the duration of the offer. To celebrate this, Duke will also have a new voyage for you to complete, as well as offering you a new mercenary ship livery. So if you know someone who's still waiting to take the plunge into the waters of the Sea of Thieves, then from the 6th of February, grab your codes and get set for adventure.
Oh, so starting tomorrow, okay. Who wants to play Sea of Thieves?
So you'll be able to press gang your pals into playing Sea
Well,
of
we
Thieves.
do. We have everyone on Planet Xbox redeem 3 codes
What
and give it away on
update tomorrow?
Cool. So, with this, like we talked about, we're bringing in a bunch of kind of changes and kind of improvements. One of those is around just combat. So we've seen in Sea of Thieves kind of recently the proliferation of people using what we call the double gun kind of technique, which is something we didn't design. We didn't want to be the case. And this is really where people could shoot in quick succession with 2 kind of projectile weapons and kind of basically instant kill players. So we've kind of nerfed that, for want of a better description, to stop that being possible. And we've also taken the chance to do a bunch of other kind of combat improvements to really try and make each weapon stand out and work kind of as we designed. So kind of it won't be as easy to hip fire kind of some of the weapons if you're not aiming and things. It won't be as accurate. We're really trying to bring the sword into play and give the blunderbuss kind of more of a role, because we look at our data, we look at our feedback, and you know, like the balance isn't quite right at the moment. So you know, we're going to put this out there. We've been testing with Pioneers. We want to test it now with our wider audience, and we're going to be looking at this and continuing to make changes and improvements. And you know, this is change, right? And so we'll expect to see some feedback on it, like we always will, right? Because people have got their muscle memory of how they play and what they like and what their techniques are. So be a bit of relearning there, but that's coming with this. And we talked about it a little bit in the video there, but we're kind of launching this new set of voyages called like mercenary voyages. And so for our players that have been playing, it's kind of similar to the Gilded Gifts we ran prior to Christmas, which was a really cool way to give these special voyages to players. It drove really interesting behavior in terms of people going out doing these high value quests, and then you had, you know, the people on the quest, you had people who were out hunting the seas looking for those players on the quest. You saw some really great kind of interaction between people. And so with mercenary voyages, the first one that's coming with this is for Friends Play Free, and it's really the perfect voyage for you to give to your friends. It gives them a tour of kind of the different trading companies and ends with the drunken chest. And so what we'll see is we'll see a lot of people out on these voyages. You'll see a lot of people with kind of quite a bit of treasure on stuff. So we'll see, is it going to drive that kind of player behavior again of the kind of people out on quests, the other people going looking, and which is what the shared world of Sea of Thieves is. But this is just a taster, really, and as we move forward, we want this to be a regular series of kind of mercenary voyages that we introduce. And what we want to do with that is just drive really interesting social behaviour between players, like drive people to different parts of the world, maybe force them to have their Reaper's Mark flag up so they're present on a map, like to go and do voyages like that. So again, you're trying to drive interesting interactions. So I think we've, like the Gilded Gifts really proved that with something quite simple, you can drive really interesting player behaviour. And I think that's the magic of this shared world that we have, and the different motivations, right, that you've got in there of people exploring, people kind of going and doing quests, people going and looking for more combat. So I think we've got some fun plans lined up for that, but this is just the start for that, really.
I love that. It feels like you're engineering like the perfect Sea of Thieves experience for this Friends Play Free.
Yeah,
week, right?
yeah, that's the intent, yeah. And so and alongside that, there's for lots of people stream Sea of Thieves, right? Loads and loads of our players have streamed the game, and we've had a lot of requests for people specifically to be able to kind of turn off the gamer tags of other crews that they encounter, because what you were seeing for some people, like who were watching streams, they were trying to get into those streams and almost just kind of stream snipe, basically, and so by identifying, joining other people's crews and getting in. So you'll be able to turn that off in the settings now, and we're looking at other feedback as well from streamers. There are other things that we can do. I think one of the requests we've had, which we're looking at, is can we turn off like the gamer tags of your crew as well, so that there's like just none of that stuff's visible. So I think we're looking at that at the studio. But yeah, there's a bunch of other bug fixes. But I think I'd expect a lot of the feedback, a lot of the kind of focus to be around the combat balancing and stuff. So we welcome that. We look, you know, on Reddit, on forums, on Twitter.
Yeah, you love feedback over there, right?
Honestly, right? Like it's you've got to. We always want to keep growing and evolving and doing new things with Sea of Thieves, and so it's really critical that our players give us constructive and open and honest feedback, and we'll keep being open and honest with them.
Absolutely. So we mentioned it earlier. Yeah. We got to wrap it up, unfortunately, but we're coming up to your first birthday, March the 20th.
Did you send Meds a invite?
Sea of Thieves' first birthday. But yeah, so it is. It's March the 20th. Amazing that we'll be out a year, right? And we definitely have special plans to celebrate. So going to be announcing on March the 20th, so not releasing, but announcing a kind of a mega update, for want of a better phrase. So a lot of the things we're working on across the studio, some of which we've talked about, like Arena, like Pets, like the work that we're doing on the quest system to kind of bring a bit more story and lore and things to that. There's all of these things plus more that we're like basically the entire kind of team is working on. We're going to be announcing it, so we're going to be announcing kind of what's in it on March 20th and when it's coming. And like, so our community, of which there's a lot, and we've got, you know, all of these players that are playing and loving Sea of Thieves right now. They have to be a little bit patient until then, but trust me, it's worth it. And when I talk about
Man, I've been hitting you up forever.
Kind of bigger than the last. That's because I know all the things that we're currently working on and our plans for how we want to go.
Wait, you stopped it? Why?
So I know we're going long, but I love.
No, I'm on the stream now.
Right, I talked to you about it all day. That's brilliant. So March the 20th, it's a date for your diary. The Sea of Thieves.
What is going on? Because I see them talking about Sea of Thieves, but I don't even know.
Joe, always a pleasure to see you.
You're going to be announcing a mega update on March 20th.
The studio, I miss you all.
Talked about the
and we'll see you again
mode.
soon. Cheers. Right, there aren't many games that generate as much anticipation, rumors, and excitement as the upcoming Jump Force. Earlier,
yo, Melomat, I'm really loud. Hold on.
Literally has a Goku tattoo on his arm.
Let me change that. I can help.
Yes, it's true. Spoke with Nakajima-san from Bandai about the game and got a look at some never-before-seen video footage.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything I really like, but I do like that they're putting this auto simulator on Game Pass.
Here to talk about Jump Force is producer Nakajima-san from Bandai.
That's the one.
How are y'all doing today? First of all, I just gotta say, the excitement around this game is intense. I mean, I've got a Dragon Ball tattoo. I'm ready to go, but what I want to know is, how are you going to keep fans hyped after the game launches in 10 days?
すでに9人のプレイヤブルキャラクターとそのアバターコスチュームに関して追加するという発表はすでにさせていただいているんですけれども、それだけではなくて無料のアップデートも予定しています。追加のアバターコスチューム、ステージ、ロビーでのアクションというものを定期的に追加する予定です。さらにロビーではイベントとオンラインイベントの予定もしています。またそれと同時にですね、本作バトルの調整やゲームの改善も定期的に行っていこうと思ってます。すでにオープンベータテストのご意見を参考にバトルの調整を入れていて、それがローンチのタイミングで皆さんにお届けできるかと思います。今後もこれから本作に関してはお客様がずっと楽しんでいただけるように我々は努力していこうというふうに思ってます。
Alright, so we just already announced 9 characters. We have avatar costumes. And things like that, but not only that, we also have free updates and also many more IP cross costumes. We're going to have some online events as well in the online content, so something that comes in periodically every now and then.
No, I consider anyone that watches anime in general
be doing adjustments
in
the
even if they just watch Naruto and Bleach,
balancing mechanics periodically based on player feedback, so that people can continue to enjoy the game as the battle and the game develops. We also have beta tests, and so a lot of our user feedback is going to be absorbed from those beta tests. So we're working very, very hard to bring you, a very exciting experience.
When is the Piece of the World game coming out?
Well, that's great to hear. I love the community bits, and I especially love that free part. Now, I hear there's a world premiere video that we're getting ready to see. I want to know, what have you brought for us?
そうですね、もうすでに2月4日に発表したんですけれども、新しいジャンプフォースのキャラクターで、ジョジョの奇妙な冒険から空城城太郎とデュオの参戦を発表しました。その PV を本日お持ちしてますので、ぜひ皆さんに見ていただきたいと思ってます。
Alright, so on February 4th, we already are going to be announcing 2 characters from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Jotaro Kujo and Dio. So we're gonna take a look at that.
Awesome. Well, I gotta say, as an anime fan, I'm super excited for this. So thank you so much for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure. All right, well, no more waiting. Let's go ahead and take a look.
That's a fact. Translator's hairline is...
Yeah, it's off the charts, honestly.
You should look at mine.
Don't you love how they're always having Naruto get his ass beat in these things? I'm just not a head-to-head fighter, man. I'm just not.
This is like in a 3D space, right?
Next up, Jeff is going to get to the bottom of what's happening with Metro Exodus, but first, check out this hauntingly cool story trailer.
I can't play Jump Force.
Man is a beast. A beast.
Who are those people trying to kill us?
A lot of people were talking this game up, its visuals up. So,
I mean, part 1 and 2 still today look crazy good on PC. And like, how do I explain this? Like they're taxing. It's like Crysis. They're super hard to run, like really well. Even though it's like an indie game. Honestly, I wouldn't read that book. I'd rather read the book. I'm gonna look into that.
They don't speak. Come on. What happened?
Will you help us, Artyom?
Go he's where he should not be.
I said it's an indie game because it's an indie game. It's a very independent game.
Come closer, Artyom.
Damn, his head fell off?
Dude looks scared as hell.
I would love to see the gameplay. But you already know, Alec, I'm not buying this game anyway.
Damn.
I'm not boycotting it.
He's the kid.
Such a Russian thing to have. How are you chasing a bear? You're not supposed to do that.
No gameplay.
None. That's crazy.
Yeah, but we saw gameplay.
I know, but they should see a little bit of it, man.
Both the first games are on
now
Game
that
Pass,
is a pretty cool trailer from Metro Exodus, and fortunately we've got Hugh Bynum from Deep Silver joining us to give us the inside scoop. Hugh, thanks so much for joining us all the way from central London. we got to see some really interesting things there. A desert, a lush forest, a snowscape. Are you sure this is a Metro game?
Yeah, well, for Metro Exodus, we've really shaken things up. So for the first time, you flee the Moscow Metro, you board this gigantic steam locomotive, the Aurora, and embark on this incredible continent-spanning journey. So you're going to go through all 4 seasons, this crazy mix of environments. You just saw a glimpse of some of them in the trailer there.
We got to see a little bit more of Artyom as well. Normally we see him from a first-person perspective. We're shooting horrible monsters, but I think we learned a little bit more about his character here.
Yeah, that's right. We let you play in first-person perspective in the game, and we never leave Artyom's perspective. We think that really helps the immersion, but
PC gamers are mad at
a bit of an enigma, and and we wanted to explore Artyom as a person. Let you kind of find out what kind of man he was. So that was really the creative idea behind the trailer.
So ever since we saw Metro Exodus for the first time at E3
you have a PC, regardless of what launcher it is, you still get to play the game. It's not like being on console when you have like a corporation can literally take it away from your console.
So what have you guys been doing to optimize?
It's just moving to an unpreferred launcher.
As you said, the
like PC gamers, they're not. But I'm sorry, man. This may not include you, but they're a bunch of butt crumbs, yo.
Metro games are famed for their beautiful worlds.
Like they're horrible. They cry about everything.
Everything. Really bring those
the reason why
environments
it's like
to
that,
life.
bro, is because
we also use
PC gamers don't
HDR,
want console bullshit on
now
our
that we've left the
platform.
Metro,
they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it because
bitch and moan. No, we're not, because we're gonna bitch and moan until it's
no. See, all that bitching and moaning can only get you so far. At the end of the day,
make the more immersive. I guess speaking of
watch. You're gonna be y'all gonna be paying for shit that y'all never even like paid for before. Watch, because they found a way. They found a way. They're gonna get your asses. They're gonna get you.
Using the full suite of the power.
They don't care because you know where it's not going to fly.
February 15th. It is a crowded
on the
day.
platform that matters most, where they get their largest profit margin.
So I wanted to give you the chance to tell us, what should people be looking for? Why should they be excited to pick up Metro Exodus on February 15th?
Well, we think Metro Exodus is going to.
This is going to be tough.
Jose Segura, I do want competition.
I
need to get an early copy of Crackdown so that I can enjoy that, and for me to even give Metro a decent shot.
It's really more than the sum of its parts. You're going to experience these beautiful but ruined post-apocalyptic
locking somebody else out of buying a game and putting it on one platform is nonsense.
It's a pretty full package.
If they would have just put the game on Epic as well as Steam, or even Uplay, whatever the fuck you want to put it.
Yeah, that's right. We just went to town with weapon customization this time, so you can now customize your weapon on the fly. You can turn your pistol into a long-range sniper rifle. It's this
once you watch the game, you
watch
the game. You're playing the game. You're not playing the Epic Store. You're playing the game.
Trailer a couple of weeks ago that really shows it off. If you like your guns, I suggest you go and check it out.
All right, you've heard it. So many reasons to check out Metro Exodus when it is available on February 15th. Thank you so much for joining us, Hugh, and bundle up, will you?
Will do, thank you.
All right, it looks like this is going to be the end of the show.
Thanks, Chef.
Yep.
Metro looks great, but we're out of time, so let's wrap up this episode of Inside Xbox.
Now, thanks to all of our guests and, of course, to you at home for
90 minutes.
Time with
Rand
us today.
said they should go 90 minutes.
A big thank you to Kate.
Back
to the Inside Xbox
Games,
family.
news.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, don't forget Crackdown 3, February 15th on Xbox Game Pass.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in March for the next Inside Xbox episode. I'd like to tell you what it's about, but I can't yet. Got some really cool stuff. See you next time.
See you then. Bye-bye.
She has the same haircut as me, though, so I don't know.
All right, guys. What do you think?
It was trash.
It was terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
It depends on what you were expecting. I expected this, so
my thing is for your
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm used to them now. Like,
yeah, for Inside Xbox standards, I mean, it's not trash. For Inside Xbox standards, you don't watch the whole year of it last year.
The problem that they're having is this isn't made for a gamer, but it's
the strawberry milkshake.
It's made for a gamer, but it's not marketed like it is. It's not made for a gamer, but it's marketed like it is made for a gamer. So when we actually see it, you know, to the casual person that knows nothing at all about games, that probably looks amazing to them.
The thing is that people expect like Nintendo Direct, and it's not a Nintendo Direct.
No, but it's not. It's not for Inside Xbox. This is not. I don't think it was trash. I don't think it was garbage. I don't think it was horrible. It was better. I like the timing. I like they made me like smile a little bit. I'm happy to see Matt Booty. Some cool Game Pass news and whatnot. They always dropping hints here and there. So I mean, as far as like for the show, at this point, For Inside Xbox, there's been what? How many episodes? There shouldn't be like this undertone anticipation for it. You should know what you're getting at this point.
The best Inside Xbox they've ever had was EXO.
Well, yeah, because it had an event push.
I think it was okay. It wasn't terrible. Like
it's just
the standards of it.
It's just your average. It's just an Inside Xbox. I mean, people need to stop expecting above and beyond. People really expect E3 quality content like every Inside Xbox. Yeah. It's just a show that breaks down their marketing deal, shows a little bit more trailers, and gives you some info. That's all.
Yeah. I do like the Game Pass announcements though. That was good. I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was
I like the little interview with Terry Crews. That was nice. But yeah.
I think you guys are being a bit. I think Addict's being a bit too hard. Can you
think? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. Like, what did we find out right here that we didn't already know?
But how many? Is this your first Inside Xbox?
Almost nothing. No. I'm not. It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's par for the course. It's more or less along the lines of what Inside Xbox always is.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like they just did a better job with it today. I appreciate the information and whatnot, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm going to be playing Shadow Tomb Raider on Friday. That's all I know. I'm hyped.
See, you did get something for today's show.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I need to jump on. All right, so what's up with this Apex thing? Is that something we need to do, or are we jumping on Sea of Thieves?
I mean, I think Addict really liked the game. He put out a review and all that.
Yeah.
I haven't
I played it. I felt like it felt like an empty Titanfall to me. But I'm willing to give it a shot because I played it with Gladiator, dude. So
you guys want to play it on? You obviously want to play it on Xbox.
Yeah, I'm not playing. I don't play games on PC.
Oh yeah.
I don't play most games on PC. I play some games. I'll play.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Hey man, PC's not for everybody. I get it, man.
Yeah. Somebody said, Melomat, he says, please stop damage controlling this shit. What is there to, I don't understand, what's damage controlling? If there's no damage to control, then what exactly am I damage controlling?
I mean,
I don't understand, that term is used so loosely, stop damage control. It's anything, I don't understand, it's like, oh, I don't like this. And if I say I like it, I'm damage controlling. Stop it. Take a PR class. Please, please, PR 101, public relations, and you'll learn the true meaning of damage controlling. Crisis response.
Give it a score, bro.
Oh, the Inside Xbox?
Mm-hmm. Out of 10.
For an Inside Xbox show. This is top 3 of all Inside Xbox, so I give it a 7 out of 10.
I think they're getting better at the pacing.
I agree.
Which isn't saying a whole lot.
90 minutes, not bad.
I think 7 out of 10 is fair for an Inside Xbox.
Yeah,
I'm leading more towards like 6.5, but I think 7 out of 10 is a pretty.
Because the thing is, you got to ask yourself, what are you comparing it to? Are you comparing it to other Inside Xboxes, or are you comparing it to E3? That's what you like. That's the. I think that's the trap people fall under, and the fact that everybody keep continuously. At this point, I knew what Inside Xbox.
Well, see, at the end of
after the third episode, it's like, okay, I know what we're getting here.
At the end of the day, you can either go the Nintendo Direct route, but the problem with that is there are a lot of people that want a more depth conversation on their favorite games. Like the people that wanted, there were people in the chat saying this looks lit with Jump Force. I didn't really care about it, but there are people that like stuff like that. The problem with the Nintendo Direct is they go straight from one game to another and there's no highlights of anything. So, I do think for Inside Xbox is a little bit of a hybrid between the E3 conference and, the Direct, but it doesn't have your news caliber from E3. Now, if they completely did away with E3 and just started spoon feeding all that information at E3 throughout Inside Xbox, it'd be a different story. But then again, do you want them to do that and to pull out of E3 just to make Inside Xbox better?
Yeah. No. Pull out of E3.
But you get what I'm saying. People want E3 content, but at the same time, they they have to show that to the biggest crowd. There is not a better moment you could show stuff to than at E3. So are you going to pull stuff like that to get a fraction of the eyes?
Yeah, it's true. You can't like shoot your load on an Inside Xbox when you got E3 coming up.
All Inside Xbox is a glorified Game Pass commercial.
Yeah, that's all it is. You know that show that he does? It's like 7 minutes long. It's like this.
Yeah,
week on
every
Xbox
Friday.
or
This
whatever.
week on Xbox. Yeah,
It's just a 90-minute long version. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And you know, people act like this is supposed to be a mini E3s every time. Like, how many Inside Xboxes we're in, and people still expect a mini E3? This shit makes no fucking sense. Like, you don't see people like going at like Sony literally isn't doing anything this year. It looks like they have no E3. They don't do this.
See,
we don't know if they're having a PSX.
I don't understand this notion where they say stop doing Inside Xbox. Why do they
you
have
think
to
they should
stop?
keep doing the show?
No, I think
why,
they should
but my
keep
thing is,
doing
why
it,
do they
but-
have to stop? Like who's getting hurt when they
Like,
yo, don't
I think-
watch it? I don't. That's the worst.
I don't think that they have to. You know, I don't think that they have to stop doing it. You know, they're improving it. They're
My thing is,
fixing
why
pacing
would-
issues.
Why is this push for them like, oh, just stop doing the show? Why do they got to stop doing the show? What is the problem with sharing? If it's because it's not the information you care about, they should completely stop doing the show altogether. Why?
Yeah.
What I don't understand why. Like, what is Inside Xbox doing that where it's bad? Is that like it's a horrible thing to social media?
At the end of the day, you know, look at the people who are saying this, that they should stop doing it. Like, they don't. I honestly think, I really and truly believe that there is a selective group of people that claim they want Xbox to do better, but they really don't.
No, these people just like to yap their gums and talk
some
shit.
do,
Like
right?
half the people in the damn chat. Like
imagine if there are a selective group of people that E3 they could drop nothing but bombs, and the thing is you can't condone something but never praise anything they do, and that's how you can select them apart. You got people like BG that's like, yo, like, you know, they did their thing this year, and then you got people that's like, no, that's shit. Those people have alternative motives. They want to run their YouTube channel off hate.
Yeah. I mean, some guys, like, for example, I shit on Xbox constantly, right? But it comes from a place of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these guys just talk shit just to talk shit, man.
Yeah.
And not Planet Xbox. Inside Xbox, some people want it to be E3. It's not E3. You're not going to get that kind of...
How is this?
stuff.
And this is my issue with these people in this chat. RJ says, why are they damage controlling? We're not we're just giving you facts. How is that damage controlling? Yeah. I'm not trying to justify anything. People are getting damage control mixed up with just being logical. It's not like I'm saying, yo, see, they now some fire shit. That's damage controlling. Me arguing with someone that they actually did something well, that's damage controlling.
That's not damage controlling. It's over enthusiastic. That's
me just saying that, you know, this is how it is. The Inside Xbox is marketed like it's for gamers, but it's not. It's for, you know, your casual dude that goes in there that follows the Xbox channel and watches it on Xbox. And people that would sit there and, you know, they want to. First off, how many people you think in this chat don't give two fucks about Xbox, but they watching our reaction to Inside Xbox? Like, it makes no sense to me.
People like to see Smooth getting, you know, flustered.
I'm not getting flustered. I just, every day I wake up and realize these people are dumb. They're stupid. like they are. It's like you can't argue with stupid. And I'm learning my lesson every day. So,
I mean,
like, these are the type of people that fucking try to tell you Celeste is game of the year. Like,
hey man, Celeste is fire. All right, fire.
Look, man, I'm gonna start dropping the ban hammer. Fuck with me, test me.
Yo, Addict, relax, boy.
I'm gonna start dropping the ban hammer. We ain't talking about timing out. I'm gonna put you in block fucking city.
Hey man.
Man. But all right, we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, let's wrap this bitch up.
And we'll see. I'll talk to you guys. We might end up streaming something tonight. Otherwise, I'll see you guys then. Today's Tuesday. Was there any new? Are we doing a Planet Xbox tomorrow, or are we streaming?
Let's do it, man. We can do both. Whatever you want to do. I don't know.
All right.
I say let's stream Sea of Thieves so the haters can really soak it in.
We can do like a topic playing Sea of Thieves, like something small.
Yeah, we can talk shit while we play.
Whew. All right, thank you guys for tuning in to the reaction to Inside Xbox for 2019. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I will see you guys tomorrow. As always, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace to Master Race.